In a small dusty village, far beyond the edge of the great mountain forest, there lived a boy with no mother, no father, and no name anyone remembered. His name was Tendo. And this is the story of how a poor orphan, with nothing but courage in his heart, defeated a giant feared by an entire kingdom. If you are new to this channel, subscribe, tap the notification bell so you don't miss more videos like this. Let's begin. His parents had died when he was only 5, and since then, life had been nothing but struggle. Tendo slept in an old abandoned hut made of mud and grass. The roof leaked when it rained, and the cold at night made his bones shake. He had no blanket, no mattress, just dry banana leaves and a broken pot to keep water. People in the village ignored him. They said he was cursed. No one offered him food. He survived by digging in the bush for wild yams and picking fallen mangoes from trees that didn't belong to him. At night, he sat by himself, staring at the stars, wondering if life would ever change. But even with all the pain, Tendo had one thing that could not be broken: his courage. One morning, as the village roosters crowed and smoke rose from cooking fires, loud drums beat from the king's palace. People gathered quickly, curious and afraid. The king, a tall man with a gray beard and tired eyes, stood before the people with his guards. "Our land is in great danger," he announced. Whispers spread through the crowd like fire on dry grass. "A giant has returned to the hills," the king continued. "He comes at night and steals goats, cows, and even people. Yesterday, he carried away my own son." People gasped. "I will give a great reward," the king said, "to anyone who can defeat the giant and bring back my son. I will give them land, riches, and my protection." The crowd fell silent. No one spoke. No one moved. They had all heard of the giant of Nandar Hill, a monster taller than trees, a beast with eyes like fire and teeth like spears. People who went to fight it never came back. No warrior volunteered, not even the bravest hunters. The fear was too deep. But at the back of the crowd, standing barefoot with dust on his clothes, Tendo stepped forward. "I will go," he said. People laughed. Some even threw stones at him. "You, a starving boy with no name? You will die before you reach the hill," a woman shouted. But the king raised his hand. "Let him speak." "I have nothing," Tendo said. "Nothing to lose. But I have something no one here has." "What is that?" asked the king. "A heart that does not fear death." The king gave Tendo a small bag of food, a walking stick, and a knife. "Even the strongest men failed," he said. "May the spirits protect you." Tendo set off as the sun reached the top of the sky. The hills were far, and the road was dangerous. He walked through rivers, thick bushes, and lonely paths. At night, he slept under trees and listened to owls cry in the dark. On the third night, as he rested beside a rock, he heard a strange voice. "You walk like a boy, but your heart beats like a lion." Tendo jumped up and looked around. From the shadows came a short old man with a long beard and a walking stick. His eyes glowed like the moon. "Who are you?" Tendo asked. "I am a friend of the forest," the old man said, "and I know where you're going." "You know about the giant?" "I know more than that. I know how to defeat him." Tendo leaned forward, eyes wide. "Tell me, please." "3 things can kill the giant," said the old man, "but they are hidden in the forest. A stone that burns, a flower that sleeps, and a mirror that speaks." Tendo's mouth fell open. "Where will I find them?" The old man smiled and pointed east. "Follow the path of silence. You'll know it when you hear nothing." Then he vanished. Tendo walked east for 2 days until he reached a strange part of the forest. The birds didn't sing. The wind didn't blow. Even his footsteps made no sound. He moved carefully, watching every tree and rock. Then he saw a red flower shining in the middle of a dry ground. It was beautiful, too beautiful. He reached to pick it, but as his fingers touched the petals, the flower closed like a fist and a voice whispered, "Only the brave may hold me." Tendo said, "I come to save a child and free my people. I fear nothing." The flower opened. He picked it and wrapped it in banana leaves. Next, he saw a rock glowing with blue flames. He walked to it, but the ground was hot. His feet burned. He remembered the yams he used to dig as a boy. He dug around the rock with his stick and pulled out a round stone, still burning in his hand. He wrapped it quickly in cloth. Finally, deep in the forest, he found a pond. In the middle stood a mirror floating on water. He leaned in, and the mirror spoke. "Speak the truth, and I will follow you. Lie, and I will drown." Tendo looked into the mirror and said, "I am only a poor orphan, but I walk with truth. I walk for justice." The mirror rose and followed him, floating beside. Tendo reached Nandar Hill on the 7th day. A dark cave opened like a mouth into the mountain. Bones lay outside, broken spears, torn clothes. He smelled blood and smoke. He took a deep breath and entered. Inside, it was cold, wet, quiet, but deep in the cave, he heard breathing, heavy, slow, deep. He walked forward, holding the burning stone, the sleeping flower, and the speaking mirror. Then he saw it, the giant. It was taller than a tree, with a body like a mountain. Its skin was gray, and its eyes burned red. In its hand, it held a small cage with the king's son inside. The boy was crying. Tendo stepped forward. The giant roared, "Another child to die." "I did not come to die," Tendo said. "I came to end your terror." The giant swung its hand, trying to crush him, but Tendo threw the burning stone. It hit the giant's chest. Smoke rose. The giant screamed. Tendo ran and opened the flower. Its scent filled the cave. The giant's eyes grew heavy. It staggered, then fell to one knee. Before it could rise, Tendo raised the mirror. "Look at yourself," he shouted. The mirror glowed, showing the giant its true face. Not a monster, but a lonely spirit filled with pain and anger. The giant stared, confused. Then it fell, hitting the ground like thunder. Dead. Tendo took the king's son from the cage. The boy hugged him and cried. Tendo carried him on his back and left the cave. He walked all night. When he reached the village, people came running. The king rushed forward, tears in his eyes. "My son," he cried. The boy jumped down. "He saved me. The orphan boy saved me." The people couldn't believe it. The same boy they once ignored. The same boy they called cursed. Now he stood, wounded and dirty, but full of victory. The king took Tendo's hand. "You are no longer poor. You are a hero. You will live in my palace, you will eat at my table, and you will be my son." Tendo was given land, cattle, gold, and servants, but he never became proud. He built houses for the poor. He fed the hungry. He opened a school for orphans. He never forgot the days he slept under trees and dug yams in the bush. And every year, on the day he defeated the giant, the village celebrated. They sang his name in songs.